talk is money, honey. All we talk is money. All we talk is money. It's like bees to the honey. Honey, money, honey, money, honey. It's the SOSCAST, baby.
Welcome to the show. Thank you, Natalia, for that amazing applause. Thank you to the live studio audience that is not here for this show, but we got that fake clap.
Yes.
We make a clap around here. Welcome to the SOSCAST, the sexiest financial show in the world. This is where finance meets romance, only here on Valuetainment. You know my name, you know my game, you know my train. I don't know, I tried to rhyme, didn't work out, but it's fine. We keep it moving. My name is Adam Sosnick. You can call me Soz. Welcome to the SOSCAST. We're here for one mission, and that is to see you guys out there get paid, laid, and do it your way. You know it, Nat.
Yes.
How you feeling, Natalia?
I am feeling phenomenal. I'm excited for today's episode.
It's just me and you.
I know.
Just the two of us. Talking shit the way we do. Just the two of us.
What's for?
A brown girl and a Jew. And we got Malik in the house.
Malik.
Okay. Showing them pearly whites. Malik, we hung out this weekend. I saw you with your girl. It was great. We had some fun. You had a clip go viral the other day when I said, you know, when a woman reaches in her hand to pay for something, you ain't got no nookie. I said, don't you agree with me, Malik? You said, nah, I get it anyway. I was like, okay, player. I don't know if that means your girl's paying for everything, but respect to you. But today is going to be a unique type of episode. We're going fast. We're going furious.
Oh.
We're going to run through a couple major topics. And we're going to get you guys out of here with some value, some tainment, and some prudent advice, as well as some entertainment. That's what we do here at Valuetainment. So here's some of the topics we're going to be talking today, and then I'm going to let Natalia speak. I'm going to not let you speak. You can obviously speak, but then it'll be your turn to speak. I don't want to get labeled chauvinist or misogynist, but you'll speak when spoken to.
Okay.
So here's some of the topics we're going to be talking about today. Girl math.
Yes, my favorite.
What is that all about? There's this trending topic going on the interweb called girl math, where, quote unquote, illogical yet completely logical to them women delusionally spend their money, will focus on immediate gratification and nothing but immediate gratification. But of course, men take notice of this, comment on this, and the women, the fembots out there are like, oh yeah, we're going to show you some boy math. Boom. And we'll have some comments. That'll be your opportunity to sort of clown some of the dudes out there.
Oh.
I know you've had your fair share of wealthy men, broke men, everywhere in between. So you can talk about boy math.
Yes.
Boy, oh boy, Natalia's in the house. So we'll talk about that and what TLC, no scrubs, has to do with this entire situation.
Oh.
We'll also talk about who is better with their finances, who has more debt, men or women, and we'll break down the certain categories of each of the genders, where certain genders are winning or losing, by the way you look at it. Student loan repayments, they pump faked on them for 3 years during COVID, but they're back. So people are going to start repaying their student loans after a 3-year hiatus.
Nice.
And then also, who should be paying on the first dates? You know how I feel about this. Man. But we'll roll the tape and see what facts are actually out there. I know some people don't want to hear facts. We'll talk about whether college is worth it and whether I agree with what Nick Fuentes had to say. There's obviously some things that I don't necessarily agree with. Hello, sir.
Hello.
And then we'll talk about what's going on with all the money that they're paying these new kick streamers, these new rumblers out there, and then, of course, what Andrew Tate had to say to some of these people that he was brought on a stream with his quote-unquote buddy, Adin Ross. So we'll have that conversation. And whether being a streamer really, really makes you a man, even if you get that bag. We'll have that conversation. Last but not least, the most famous sports commentator in the world was an absolute disaster when it was his turn to actually show his athleticism. you know? So, and then we'll wrap up with what it means to me to be the man in the arena. So that's what we're talking about today. But quick tip to the audience. Today's all about you. We're going to be doing polls. We want to get your input. Natalia's going to be reading super chats. Some of the topics we're going to be talking about today might offend some people.
Yep.
And we're okay with that. Because sometimes people agree, sometimes people don't agree. And we're totally cool with being in disagreement without necessarily being disagreeable, but sometimes it's okay too. But we're relying on you guys to answer these polls, to answer these questions, to do super chats. We do have a $5 minimum super chat. If someone wants to call Natalia a stupid asshole for $2, sorry, it's not going to happen. But for $5,
that's not going to happen.
So, a lot that we're going to cover today. I got my friend Malik on the ones and twos, and Natalia is here with me, and it's just us, an old school episode.
Yay.
Thursday, we'll be back to our normal panel of lovely women. Natalia is going to be bringing 10 of her friends on the show. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4. Shout out to LeBron, but 10. And of course, we're going to have one of our classic high value men, gentlemen, sitting on the panel. So that's what's going on today. Hey-o. So Nat, with all that being said, what's on your mind? What should the people know at home? You're looking pretty in pink. How you feeling?
Thank you. I'm feeling phenomenal. I'm super excited for today's episode. I kind of like when we get to have home team. We got Malik in the building. Get to have him weigh in on some of the stuff we talk about today. And I kind of like that we're doing the boy math, girl math, you know, kind of can see a little bit of both sides and covering obviously some money stuff. That's very important here on the SOSCAST. But before we do anything, make sure you guys stop, like, subscribe to the channel. We are growing rapidly. You don't want to miss some of the things we have
What
lined
happens
up.
if they don't like the video?
If you don't like the video, then your mom is giving birth to a hoe.
No, your mom's a hoe.
No. Let's not do mom like that. Let's
Why?
blame you. Let's blame them. You got to subscribe. So if you don't subscribe, that means you're a hoe.
That's on them. Vote, just subscribe or their mom's a hoe. That's
Yeah,
simple.
Nat won't say what needs to be said,
Why
but
would I call someone's mom a hoe? I would
sometimes people's moms is a hoe.
Sure.
So anything else before we get started, Nat?
No, that's it from me.
You're going to be reading super chats.
I'll be reading super chats.
You know how to read now.
I do know how to read, guys.
That's my girl.
Give me some chats that is readable. I do see the comments as well. And yes, I love my L's. I love you too.
What kind of comments are they saying about you, Nat?
Somebody commented, let's see. Nat literally can't read. I got that shit.
Based. No, she can read now.
I can read.
But when I found her, you know, penniless, homeless, shoeless,
Stop saying
wordless, and look at her now.
Here I am.
Co-hosting a show here at Valuetainment. Any other major comments that are showing you love?
We'll leave it at that. I got some L Nats, but I love you too.
I want to know in the chat
Oh,
why Nat gets an L.
yeah.
Is it for love or is it for loss, loser, L, take that L? But I want to know why. If they love you and they're using L for love, why do you love Nat? But if you think she's a loser, I'd love to know why. Let's learn from our friends, from our colleagues, from our amazing viewership out there, how they really feel. Today's the day for you guys to express your feelings. We want to know from you. Today, that day, we're going to hear everybody's opinion.
Yeah.
It's going to be all about you. You. Yeah, you. Let us know your feedback on the lovely Natalia.
I love you.
Okay. Nat, you're going to have to read some comments today.
That's okay.
Okay?
L Nat for her horrible takes. It's okay, but I'm still here.
Okay. So we'll be doing that throughout the episode. Thank you, Nat, for one thing you guys got to know about Nat. Whether she has horrible takes, whether she can't read, whether she only has 7 toes, because I've sold 3 of them to onlytoes.com, is irrelevant. Every man out there should have a woman in their life, whether it's a girlfriend, whether it's a colleague, whether it's a friend, that has their back. I know that Nat has my back. I know that she's sometimes delusional. I know that sometimes she can't read. I know all this. Don't you think I know more than anyone? But why do I keep Nat around?
Why?
Because she has my back.
That's right.
She has a great attitude. She's got a great smile. And she's actually a great person. So I have Nat's back.
Thanks.
because I know that she has mine.
I do.
And every man should have that in their life. And when Nat's wrong, I will let her know.
You do.
Hey, you were wrong.
He does.
But also, she'll tell me, hey, you got to shave your beard. Hey, clean it up a little bit. Hey.
Cat hair on you.
You got cat hair on you.
Hey, you gotta maybe do something. Well, we won't get into it.
Yeah. Relax. You want to talk about do something. Okay. But you know how I feel about women. I love women.
Yes.
I mean, my boys are my boys. Those are my homies. Those are the guys I roll with. But I love women. And I don't like to see that men and women can't get along. Obviously, some may say, Sneeko has said this before, and I agree with him, but other people have said this, some elements of the red pill community, the manosphere community, are a direct reaction, reflection, a mirror to what's going on in the feminist movement. And the feminists hating all men, I don't need no men. Whereas the red pill movement, on its purest form, I think is actually very helpful for men. Very helpful.
Right.
It is the truth, some may say. The truth will set you free, but some people will take it to a whole nother level, like the black pill community or the MGTOW community that says, I can't even be around women. I love being around women.
Yeah.
The only catch is, be careful who you date and be careful who you marry. That's where your decision making comes into question. But hanging out with women, being around women, believe me, will do wonders for your life.
Yes.
Okay? Go walk into a restaurant, to a bar, to a game with 5 of your buddies, nobody's gonna look at you. Go walk in with 5 women and just you, people will be like, who's that dude? What's going on? What's he up to? People will come up to you and be like, so what's your deal? Can we hang out? Women, and I mean this in the nicest possible way, other than air, are probably the best commodity in the world. Air and water, those are survival.
I hope so.
But women are amazing commodities. They're beautiful, they're helpful. Sometimes they're submissive, sometimes they're argumentative, sometimes they're disagreeable. We have to train these women. But at the end of the day, we love women. Malik, you have a girlfriend?
Yeah.
Okay. I have
Go.
friends. Nat, you have plenty of girlfriends. You've got a great sister, great mother, great
Yes.
family. So to the haters out there of the hate of the woman, look into the mirror. Why do I not like these women? Do I want more women in my life? Do I want less women in my life? Do I want to get along better with my girl, with my wife? Do I want to get along worse with my girl and my wife? And that's why we bring, whether it's Nat or a whole panel of women, to understand each other better. It's so easy to, oh, you ain't shit, you ain't the man, fuck you, bitch. Like, it's so easy to go down that negative, that negative wormhole.
Right.
But to understand each other, to listen, even if you disagree, it's, I think, incumbent on men and women to be like, I see your perspective. I might not agree with it, but I understand why you feel that way. Like today on PBD Podcast, we had Liz Wheeler on. Liz Wheeler is one of the more famous conservative female pundits out there. She was with OAN. She typically talks about politics, about wokeism, the LGBT. And today, we actually got into some sort of a disagreement, argument on a number of things, global warming, politics, but specifically on whether Andrew Tate is a good asset, a good male role model for men, or a bad one. She takes the position that he is a net negative to society. I said, hold your horses, Liz. What are you talking about here? You're only seeing from your perspective. Why do you think so many men resonate with his message? So she didn't really understand it from a male's perspective, right? Whereas I was like, well, look, men actually want the things that Andrew Tate has, or multimillionaires have, or successful guys have, or billionaires have, or celebrities have, or influencers have. Why do you think that his message resonates? And her opinion was because men have been told that they're second-class citizens and that they're the ones that ain't shit, and he is sort of her words, her God or deity to deliver that message. I said that is a small element of why men resonate with Andrew Tate. I don't know many men who are like, man, they're trying to keep me down. I don't know, I'm never gonna make it out there. And the matriarchy, I don't know many men playing that specific victim mentality. I actually think it's more for positive influence. Here's how you do better in life. Here's how you have better mentality. Here's how you practice stoicism and control your emotions. Here's how you get more women. Here's how you get more beautiful women. Here's how you get multiple beautiful women. Here's how you're able to drive a Bugatti. Here's how you have supercars. Here's how I did it, so you can do it too. Because there's nothing more than I like, and I've had this conversation with Tate, PBD, multiple times, of the come-up story. Dude, when I was broke, when I didn't have shit, when no girl would talk to me, when I had nothing going on in my life, but it ends with, but look at me now. Look where I'm at now.
Right.
There's no better feeling in life than knowing where you came from, where you've been, and where you're at now, and where you're going. So that's why I think a lot of people actually resonate with someone like Tate or certain people who are successful, because if certain people that were not born into wealth, into legacy families, if they can do it, so can you. I love those stories.
Yeah.
Part of the conversation that I have with Tristan is some of the best moments, best memories you have in life is when you can reminisce about when you didn't have shit and you were eating KFC or McDonald's or ramen noodles every meal. I know you like McDonald's even though you have.
I like ramen
Well, yeah,
noodles.
exactly. But now you can afford anything you want, but you'll still be happy with a hamburger. And I think that's what kind of keeps men humble, but also head in the clouds.
Yes.
So I think that's important. So
Good
that was
point.
some of the conversations we had today. The chat, how they doing okay?
Chat's doing okay. I'm
right.
reading them.
Yeah?
Yeah.
They loving that, or are they calling?
We got a little mix of both, but we got some super chats we'll get into in a little bit.
Okay, so we'll read the super chats.
Yeah.
I want to know, guys, like I told you at the beginning of the show, today's all about you.
Yes.
We're going to go to you a lot. Roll the tape. Boom. We want to get your opinions. We're going to read some chats. We're going to do some polls. We want to get your feedback.
Yeah.
But the first thing is, how do you feel about Nat?
Oh.
Malik, poll. L for Nat, L for love, L for lose. Loser, loss, what does it stand for? You come up with that, Malik. So while you're doing that, Malik, is it okay that I get into our first topic?
Yes.
Do you need more time? Do you guys need more time out there?
No. I think
Let's
we
start
can
the
get
show.
into it and they'll answer. Love you guys.
Okay, let's talk a little bit of money.
Yes, do
And
it.
you know this is where finance meets romance, and nothing meets finance meets romance. And talking money like girl math, okay? Girl math is this new set of rules that is trending on TikTok and on the internet and on Instagram, where women use this girl math, to justify their impulsive spending habits. So it's completely illogical, but totally logical to all of them. So it's a direct reflection on the female delusion calculator, as they say,
beep, beep.
where they say things that it's just like, what are you saying? So for example, here's some of the things they say. Women say things such as refunds are seen as profits. Okay, you refunded an item, you paid $100 for, you get $100 back, you somehow made money.
Yes.
Okay, you'll have to walk me through that.
I got you.
Anything purchased with cash is essentially free because it didn't come out of your
Bank
credit
account.
card or your bank account.
Right.
So somehow that's free. Got it. You'll have to explain that to me.
Gotcha.
Or any purchase whatsoever under $5, credit card, debit card, cash, is literally free because it's only $5. So for instance, if you pay for Starbucks every single day, $5 for your foam macchiato frappuccino latte, it's only $5. But what happens when you do that 5 days a week? $25. What happens if you do that every single month? $100. What happens if you do that the whole year? You just spend $1,000 on Starbucks. Not necessarily free, ladies, but in your mind, it is. So we've scoured the internet for some of the most girl math delusional women out there who justify their spending behavior, okay? So we all know that women have different priorities, and saving money and understanding money is not one of them. Here's the first clip, which I will call Two Girls, One Brain.
I bought $20 in scratch tickets and I won $70, so I made $70.
Yeah, you made 70, not 50.
No, because it was cash, so it was free.
Girl math.
Girl math.
Girl math. Please turn the volume up. Nat, break that down for me real quick. You spent $20 on scratch offs.
Right.
You won 70.
Yes.
So how much did you win?
You won 70, but if you take away the 20, then you essentially won 50. But what you won, what they handed you was 70.
So how much did you win?
70.
70. Got not 50.
No.
Got it. Okay. But you invested 20.
Yes.
So what happened to the capital that you outlaid?
I gave it to them, and
Yep.
then what they gave back to me was different.
Got it. So what was your
My
what was your
profit?
net profit?
Technically, if you want to like take away what I spent, it's 50, but what I won is 70
Got it. So
Wow.
you got $70
back.
Got it. All right. Girl math. Got it. Here's clip number 2 where the lady reveals how they operate when it comes to getting them free drinks.
Oh, I love this.
If I buy a $300 purse, but I use it every single day, it's going to cost less than $1 a day, which is basically free.
Malik.
If we go on a girls'
Timestamp.
trip and we agree to split everything, that is budgeting. And also, if we're on that trip and we get free drinks from anyone or free entry anywhere, we actually made money. So we can spend more money the next day.
Yes.
Got it. So you go on a girls' trip. Just the fact that you budgeted and the girls split it, you actually saved money.
Yes.
Okay, but
That
how
makes
much
sense.
did you spend money on the trip?
You probably spent the same, but because you budgeted it, you would have saved more than if you didn't budget it.
Got it.
Yeah. So
Okay.
like if I was like, okay, just go there with my card and swipe, I was going to spend more than if I said, okay, hey, here we're going to spend this much, there we're going to spend this much, and so on and so forth.
Got it.
It's like a swiping habit.
Okay.
You have to,
So,
yeah.
you know, we've been out to, it's no secret, I live in Miami, born and raised in Miami. I was birthed in a nightclub with glow sticks in Miami. I'm somehow trying to exit stage left out of the club, but they keep dragging me back in. We went out this weekend.
Yes.
It was a friend's birthday. Shout out to Big Mike out there.
Mike, shout out to you, Zuby.
Malik was there. You were there. Our friends were
Yes.
there. Who paid for the bottles?
I'm supposed to know?
Yeah, who paid for the bottles?
Not Mike, because it was his birthday?
No, not the birthday boy.
Okay. One of the guys. You.
One of the guys.
You.
How about one guy?
Yeah, this guy.
One guy paid for the bottles,
Yeah.
which is cool, which is great.
You never know.
Did you even think about who paid for the bottles?
No.
Why not?
Why would I think about that?
Girl math. So, the lady said, you know, if we go out and we get free drinks because, look, the club, the bar, trips, this is as, like, caveman-esque situation as it gets. Gender roles are revealed in a nightclub.
Yes.
No women are preaching feminism in a nightclub. How dare you buy me a drink? I got my own money. They will gladly accept those free drinks.
Yes.
But they're free. The woman just said that she actually made money when she gets free drinks.
Yeah.
Now, I understand the concept of like, cool, thanks for the drink. How do you interpret making money, getting free drinks?
So I interpret that, okay, well, since somebody bought it for me, I saved my money, which is that I made money so I can spend it somewhere else. That maybe I wouldn't be able to spend if I would have bought my own drinks.
Gotcha.
So I made money tonight because somebody paid for it.
Got it. So it's sort of like reverse math, meaning no money came in or out of your account. So your
Right.
balance, let's say
Okay.
you have $5,000 in your account,
Yes.
has not moved whatsoever. So if nothing moves, goes up or down, explain how you made money.
Because I made money by not spending money, so I can spend it somewhere else.
Girl math. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
The last clip we're going to play in this segment right here is basically a dad sitting down with his daughter. Now, he's a financial advisor, and he realizes in real time that he has failed as a father, as a financial advisor, and just a general human. And he realized it in real time. Let's roll that clip.
If I pay for a dinner with my friends and they all Venmo me, I made money from that dinner.
Okay.
Is it registering?
Yeah, it's not. But yes.
Okay. If I pay in cash, it was free.
Oh, wow.
Nothing got withdrawn. Because nothing got withdrawn from my account.
I failed as a financial advisor.
Oh, there's more. Don't worry. If I buy something...
Okay. Oh, there's more. Don't worry. I failed as a financial advisor and as your father. So walk me through the mentality of if I pay in cash, it's free. So cash, we have it everywhere here. I don't know if we can get a wide shot real quick. This is real money, right? There's money right there, Nat. So that's usually in a wallet, in a pocket,
Or
in a
given,
purse.
or given to you.
But maybe not necessarily, or given to you, okay? Walk me through how, if you spend cash, it's free. Walk me through that logic.
Well, because nothing comes out of your account. And if you want me to be honest, as a woman who doesn't maybe work nightlife, I don't carry cash. And if I was carrying cash, it's probably because somebody gave me that cash. So if I'm spending cash, I'm not spending money because it's probably not my money.
Isn't cash money though?
Isn't cash what?
Cash is money. How are you?
But I'm
confused.
not losing money by spending that money.
You are. That's what spending money is.
But that's not my money I'm spending.
It is, because somebody gave it to you though.
They gave it to me, right? But that's their money they gave me to go buy something.
Yeah,
So
therefore
they
it's in
spent
your
money.
possession, and then you exchange it for something else.
Yes.
So in between that, it was in your possession, therefore you lost it afterwards.
Well, I could have spent that money for something for them. And they bought it themselves. I didn't buy it. I just did the
did.
exercise.
Like, what you're doing is what I tried to do.
I just did the
Is
exercise.
make sense of girl math.
I'm explaining
But you
how
can't make sense
situations.
of what don't make sense. You know how they say, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense? This don't make sense to us dudes. But it makes complete sense to the ladies. If you spend cash, it's free because it didn't leave your bank account.
Yeah, my bank account's
Cool.
the same.
But your bank account is just one element of your overall financial allotment, right?
Okay.
You might have cash, you might have investments, you might have bonds, you might have crypto. Cash is, safety, security. So if someone stole $100 from your wallet, did you lose money?
Yes.
You did?
Yes.
Why is that?
Because if it was in my wallet, then
Yeah.
they took it. They took it from my wallet.
So using that logic, if they took $100 from your wallet, it was stolen. But if you spent it, you didn't really spend it, it was free.
I'm lost now.
So if you spend the $100, it's
That
free. Didn't really leave your account. But if
Didn't come out of
someone
my account.
steals your 100,
Like, you
You
want me to be
lost
honest? Okay,
$100.
if somebody gave me $100 and I spent it, I don't consider that spending my money. I consider spending their money that
Yeah.
they handed to me.
Okay.
Now, if I took money out of my account and I had it in cash and someone took that, then I would feel like they stole that from me.
okay.
So what if you go take that money that somebody gave you and put it in your account, and then you take it out later? How much money do you have then? Like, say if it's $100,
If it's in my account, that's my money officially.
but you take it out, is it not
But
your
I
money
wouldn't
anymore?
take it out. If I have any cash on me, it's not because I took it out of my account.
So you never
Gentlemen.
take cash out
No.
Yeah.
ever
No.
for no reason.
For what?
You never have to pay anything with cash in any
For
reason.
what? I have nothing to pay for cash.
I mean,
All right.
Apple
I
Pay,
always,
cards.
here's the difference.
That is true.
I always carry cash on
Men
me.
do carry cash, and I expect them to because they do the tipping. So,
You don't do the tipping.
no.
Oh, interesting.
And if I do, I'd be like, do you have cash out?
Now, Nat, best guess.
Best guess.
There's 100 women in a room. How many are like, yeah, totally, girl math, makes complete sense? And how many women are going to be like, this doesn't really add up?
I would say maybe like 70% would be like, this makes sense, and the rest would be like, no, this doesn't make sense. No, I'm just explaining where these perspective of these these things are coming from. Like, why would a girl say that and it makes sense? So I take what they say, register it, and then I kind of explain maybe what they're trying to explain.
Got it.
Now, would I say I agree with it, all of it? No, but I could say I understand where they're coming from.
Got it. Yeah, this is not how men think.
Yeah.
But again, I said at the beginning of the show, I want to understand how women think. Could I clown you, make fun of you, call you delusional, call you absolute financial savages? Obviously. But that's not why I'm here today. I want to understand girl math and girl logic or illogic. Shout out to the rapper.
Which is
Logic.
important. Which is important because if you're gonna give your girl money, you should understand how she views the money.
Interesting.
So if you're gonna give her cash and she's gonna be like, oh, that doesn't make my account, I don't lose money, maybe you should Zelle her, and maybe she would not spend it as fast.
Gotcha. So, gentlemen, this is just a quick glimpse onto how women think, especially about money. I don't think it would be a shocking statement to say that men typically, historically, traditionally, are way more focused on money, way more focused on making money, saving money, investing money. You have 50% of Americans don't have any investments whatsoever. 50%. Okay? So that means 50% of Americans don't know about investments whatsoever. We all know that 2/3 of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. But I'll go a step further. I would say that 80% of the time, if not 90, men are covering the majority of the bills. And I have the stats to back that up. So it just shows a lot of women don't necessarily need to pay attention to the money. Now, what I do know is when a woman makes that money, that is her money. But when a man makes that money, that is our money.
Yes.
Right, Nat?
Yes.
That's how women think.
Yep.
So it is pretty clear that women, especially these women, are focused on their makeup, on their shopping, on their clothes, but not necessarily the price tag. But even when they know the price tag, they'll sort of justify it in girl math to justify these impulsive spending habits.
Yeah.
So one woman actually saw what was going on. She actually has a degree in finance.
Oh.
And she actually wanted to weigh in on what this is all about. She basically calls it hyperbolic discounting, and she understands where these women are coming from. Let's roll the tape, Malik.
You're spending more money. We know that. We know we're getting scammed, okay? But we understand that feels like it's cheaper because of a concept called hyperbolic discounting, which is just that our brains prefer a short-term reward that's smaller rather than a bigger reward later. So the idea that I'm going to save on shipping, right? That I'm going to get a good deal now.
So here are some of the things I heard from her. We know that it's a scam. We know that we are losing money. But we would rather focus more on the immediate gratification, on the short-term spending for what you want, rather than the larger reward at the end.
Right.
This, my friends, is called saving and investing. And with that type of mentality, men would never get ahead.
1,000%. Don't do it, men. Don't spend your money like the women. Don't do it.
So I actually appreciate that last lady because she's like, look, I'm a finance advocate. I have a degree in this. I actually practice this.
She's a woman.
But I'm also a delusional woman. I totally get what instant gratification is and not saving for a rainy day.
Yes.
And basically short-term spending, impulse buying, and not saving that money. Whereas I know a lot of men in the audience, a lot of men in the chat are like, what the am I hearing right now? Is this real life? Gentlemen, yes it is.
I think the women are also enjoying watching the men go crazy.
The men have been going crazy.
Yeah.
But ladies and gentlemen, that is girl math. So we talked about girl math. Nat, we talked about disillusionment. We talked about impulse buying. We talked about justifying absurd amount of spending and calling if you spend cash free, and if you spend less than $5, it's free, and if you get a refund, you actually made money, but you actually really spent money. But in my mind, I made money. Okay, cool. And men have basically seen this, called out this absurdity. And from there, what I would call sort of the math, finance scholars got wind of this, and they decided to school the men with boy math. So women came up with their own justification of boy math. Now, men did not invent boy math. The women did on behalf of the men.
Oh.
Okay? So,
I see.
Do you have the title of this article real quick? If not, I can just read what it says. So basically, no, that's not it. Okay, cool. So basically, it was written by sort of a very liberal, woke, New York, pro-feminist magazine. Was it the New Yorker? What was it called again? The Cult? What was it? Whatever it was called. It's all good, Malik. But here's what it says. So, boy math, okay? It applies to divorce proceedings and toxic masculinity. It manifests in fuckboy behavior. Every stupid asshole-like or genuinely sinister thing a man has ever done has now been channeled into boy math. Okay, it adds several inches to a man's self-reported height and other items that men sort of inflate. It is fully responsible for the reason that Elon Musk made his ill-fated decision to purchase Twitter, now X. It is also the cause of the 2008 financial recession. It is also the reason that men focus on sports stars' stats and not necessarily their own finances, and explains the sorry state of so many men's apartments. These are a woman's words to explain boy math. Shall I go on with examples, Nat?
Please do.
See how excited she is for
I'm
this.
excited to see this.
So here are some examples of how the women justify what boy math is. Gentlemen, brace for impact. Boy math is a man being afraid of gold diggers while only having 3 pairs of socks to his name.
That's a good one. That is accurate. That is accurate.
Wow.
Men.
These women don't want my stuff. But you got 3 pairs of socks. Okay. Funny. I'll give the ladies credit. That's
a
pretty
good
funny.
one. Men, get your socks. Don't worry about these women taking your money.
Right. Boy math is worrying about a woman brings to the table when your mattress is on the floor. Look, gentlemen, we've all been there.
This is accurate.
We've all been there where, you know, you got an air mattress on the floor, you got a mattress on the floor. I've been there. Malik, I assume you've been there as a poor college dude. Now you're balling here at Valuetainment. We've all been in a situation where it's mattress on the floor, lifestyle, ramen noodles in the fridge, lifestyle, eating leftovers, lifestyle. But that lifestyle doesn't have to last forever. But this is how women explain it. But of course, these women, these woke, liberal, feminist women agenda are going to take a quote from one of the squad members in politics, probably one of the more woke political people out there. She's representative of Minnesota. Her name is Ilhan Omar. She says, boy math, she responded, boy math is never raising the minimum wage, but still expecting Americans to keep up with the cost of living. Okay, for that matter, Governor Gavin Newsom has just raised the minimum wage in California for fast food workers to $20 an hour. Pop quiz, Nat. If someone makes $20 an hour, and no calculator.
That's not fair.
And works 40 hours a week, okay? $20 an hour, normal 9-to-5 type situation. Can I have your phone, please? Stop. You're not going to be able to do the math anyway. Good luck. If someone makes $20 an hour, girl math right here, gentlemen. If someone working in a fast food restaurant makes $20 an hour, works a full-time job, how much do they make a year?
I forgot the multiple. $20 an hour.
$20 an hour.
A range between $30,000 and $45,000.
Ding, 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 ding. Nat, it's $40,000. Here's a little trick out there. If you want to know how much someone's making annually, take the hourly wage,
Right.
20, and just double it,
Yeah.
times 2,
Yeah.
40.
Yeah.
$40,000. Add those 3 zeros. It's actually pretty easy.
Wow.
Yeah. If you
Do it. Wow.
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 If you're making, okay, but here's the question.
I love that.
Here it is.
Okay.
If you make $40,000 a year,
Yes.
how much do you make an hour?
20.
$20 an hour.
Right?
This non-reading, no math skills girl math advocate is actually doing okay.
That's right.
Let's try something different.
No.
Yeah, we will.
Advanced math.
If someone makes $50 an hour,
Okay.
how much do they make
A
a year?
So you said times it by 2. That's 100. So they make $100,000 a year.
Say it louder.
$100,000 a year.
You're right. See, anyone can
Wow,
do this.
I'm learning more math
Anyone can do
now
this.
than I did
Now-
in my private school.
Here it is. Now, here's the tricky part.
Yes.
If someone makes $100,000 a year,
Okay.
how much do they make an hour?
50.
$50. Just divide by 2.
Yes. Yes.
Fun fact out there.
I love
If you
this.
Just times it by 2, divide by 2. That's why you'll find out what your hourly wage is, your annual income.
Fuck yeah.
Pretty freaking simple. Boy math.
I love that.
Boy math,
Boy
ladies
math.
and gentlemen. Shout out to the
math.
boys out there teaching the girls how to do basic math with income. Okay. So what's my point? We talked about girl math. We talked about boy math. You know, I said at the beginning of the show, I'm here to help people. I'm here to help women. I'm here to help men. I want men to get paid, laid, do it your way. You got one life. I truly believe that. You got to make the best of it.
Right.
So do women. So this reminds me, this men ain't shit, these girls are all hoes, boy math, girl math, it actually reminds me of something from the 90s. So you might remember a little group, little trio called TLC.
Yes.
What's the first song that comes to mind?
I don't want no
Sing it.
scrubs.
I don't want no scrub. Scrub is the guy can't get no rep from me. Hanging out the passenger side of a best friend's ride. Trying to holler at me. So, men heard this song, No Scrubs. They're like, what? Said what? Call me a scrub? What? So what did men do? What did men do? Well, the men, we gonna clap back.
Yeah, we know.
Do you know what the anti-No Scrub song was that the men came out with?
No.
It was actually called No Pigeons. I don't want no pigeons. These be the pigeons that get no dubs from me. Trying to holler at me. Nothing?
Awful.
So the point is this. You don't know that song
No.
because it actually wasn't that good.
Yeah.
But people know TLC, know No Scrubs.
That was a real song.
But the point is, should you just go back and clap back at women? Or should you try to understand their girl math? Is it ridiculous? Is it insane? Yes. But this is how women operate. Let them do what they do. Now, do I have to agree with it? No. Do I have to advocate it? No. Do I have to implement it into my life? Hell no. But if a girl wants to do girl math, more power to you, ladies. Good luck handling your finances. Here's the catch, though, gentlemen. If you bring a girl into your life, and that is now your girl, it is incumbent on you as a man to teach her math. Just straight up,
Math.
plain old, 4-letter word, M-A-T-H math. Because girl math will be disastrous for your bank account and your finances in your relationship.
This is actually good that this is happening. You know, gentlemen, test your ladies on the girl math things that you hear and get their opinion. Just because, you know, if you're going to be paying for things or giving her money, you kind of want to know where her head is at when it comes to spending the money you give her. So you're welcome, gentlemen. We're helping you understand this.
We're helping you. And ladies and gentlemen out there, that is girl math and boy math. I like just math. Save that money. Okay.
I like math with sauce.
There we go. So before we get to the next episode, hey, anything you want to bring to my attention? What is the crowd saying? Malik, while we wait on this, I want you to do a poll. By the way, did you do a poll about Nat?
Yeah, I got that. I got the results.
Do you want to share them with me?
Yeah, so 52% said W.
Say what?
W.
52% W.
48%
Nat.
L's.
48%
L's.
L's.
I love you too, L's.
Do we understand why?
Nobody explained why, but it was pretty close. So
It's pretty close.
you got some work to do.
If you would, gentlemen, I'm asking you, give us your super chats. I want to know why Nat's getting a dub, a win, or an L, a loss. I want to know.
I got
Nat?
some. Yeah.
Okay. In the meantime, Malik, before we move on to our next topic, before Nat reads some super chats real quick, I would like you to do another poll. Who is better at handling their finances?
Men.
Pure finances, men or women? Let's find that out. While that's being worked on, thank you guys for being here and subbing to the channel, Valuetainment Money, the SOSCAST. More information on that to be named later. Some breaking news on that here at Valuetainment. But thank you for being here. Thank you for learning about boy math, girl math,
Yay.
how women operate, how men should operate, and acting accordingly. So thank you.
Yes.
Nat,
Yes.
go ahead. It's your turn to do what you do best. Attempt to read.
Attempting to read the chat. So we actually have Crypto Keeper. Just a question for you. Adam, how was Rick Ross at 11? Nat, did you go? Details? Anything?
Yeah, Rick Ross came out there. Look, as you can imagine, if you've ever been to what I would call the craziest nightclub, strip club, thrown together all in one, 11 in Miami. Shout out to my guys there. Daniel Solomon, Gino, the squad over there. They had an awesome time, as you can imagine. Rick Ross, pay the cost to be the boss. There was money flowing in the air, girls dancing all around, and people popping bottles. Just another night in Miami with the boss, Rick Ross.
Yes.
So
the boss,
thanks
Rick
for that
Ross.
question.
Nice. Then we have Darian Murphy. He said, I don't dislike Nat, but after the MLD situation, she put herself in the feminist category. Feminist will always be a feminist and non-traditional woman. It is what it is. Sorry if I defended myself and you got offended. Your problem, not mine. Then we have a Crypto Keeper.
By the way, to address that, I'm one of those guys that's like, you two have an issue? Go for it.
Yeah.
I'm not here to defend Nat or Angela, I believe it was. And I'm not here to defend a grown-ass man.
Yep.
Okay, against his opinions with a woman.
Right.
Now, if someone was being super disrespectful, I do believe that is incumbent on me to be like, all right, guys, relax here. But in no way, shape, or form am I going to defend a grown-ass man from his words, his actions against a woman.
Yeah.
Anybody.
Yeah.
Nor would I expect them to do the same for me.
Right.
That doesn't mean I dislike him or like him or anyone.
Right.
It just means don't expect me to rush to your defense. However, I will not do the same thing for a woman. If a woman is getting clowned by a dude on my show and she deserves it, well, you deserve it, baby girl. So at some point, people got to take accountability and be grown-ups and not look to, why would you not step in and save someone? I ain't Captain Save a Hoe, and I certainly ain't Captain Save a Bro.
Yep.
So you're a grown-ass woman.
Yes.
If you want to catch the heat, get out of the kitchen.
That's why we're in the kitchen.
Okay, go ahead.
Then we have Crypto Keeper again. He said, Adam, great question for Vinny this morning about the military service and Trump, i.e. John McCain. It was an eye-opening for sure.
Yeah.
Then we have the last one before we'll go into next topic. Darian Murphy, even if a guy is broke, he should worry about gold diggers and the feminist agenda because he's not worrying about it for a while. He broke, but he's praying his mentality for later when he's doing better.
Ding, 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 ding. I love that. Who was that?
That was Darian Murphy.
Darian, great job. So, yes, I love one of the things they said in the girl math thing, the boy math clapback, that whole thing.
Yeah.
I didn't read it there, but they said, he's worried about a prenup, but he only make $45K, which I get.
Right.
It's like no dude is going to be like, yeah, I want a prenup. I make $45K. She's like, I make $55K.
Yeah.
I can totally understand that perspective. But however, this is why I encourage men to delay marriage. Because most men don't start making the majority of their money well into their 30s, significantly into their 40s, and actually your 50s are your peak earning years. So let's break that down. If you get married at 24 and you're making 40 grand a year, and your girl's also making 40 grand a year, there's no prenup there. So there's no defense mechanism to protect yourself. But if you're one of those dudes that is a hustler, ambitious, is a go-getter, is doing their thing, is a dreamer, is thinking of ways to monetize and improve themselves and improve their status and increase their net worth, surely you'll get to a point where you're making six figures, multiple six figures, become a millionaire one day. And at that point, you're gonna want that prenup in your life. So what happens is when you're young, you're not even thinking about a prenup, you're broke. And I've seen it countless times because it's happened to friends and colleagues of mine.
Right.
They got married in their 20s and their 30s, now they're in their 40s and their 50s. They went from making 50 grand to 250 grand to $500,000 to $1 million, but they didn't even consider a prenup when they were 26 when they got married.
Right.
Now they're 46 and their woman took half their shit. Now, did the woman deserve to take half their shit? You tell me. Not my world. I know. But in my early 40s, multimillionaire, have money, you best believe that a prenup is in order. But if I got married when I was 25 and broke as shit, I wouldn't even thought about a prenup. So it's something to consider. So great question on that, man.
Yeah.
Right there. So that is some of the, I would say, reasons to delay marriage. Because from a financial perspective, you're not going to really start significantly making money into your 30s, 40s, 50s. What percentage of marriages end in divorce?
Over 50%.
Half. Why are you whispering
I said
everything
over
today?
50%.
And
90%
then
if they're college
second
educated.
Second marriages, it's actually closer to 67%. Third marriages, even higher. So for a first marriage, not knowing where you're going to be down the road, a prenup is all about playing defense, okay? Making money is all about offense. So great question. Who was that again?
That was Darian Murphy.
Good for Darian Murphy.
Two chats from you. Shout out to you.
Thank you for the chats, brother.
Yes.
Okay. Moving right along, you have the, are there any new latest results on the polls on the Nat thing, or once you start a poll, you can't get down that poll?
No, it's a new question now. We're still on who's better at handling their
Okay,
finances.
we'll deal with that in a second. Okay.
Cool.
So, you know, we talked about girl math, we talked about boy math, we talked about just general math, which led me down the rabbit hole of who handles their money better, and significantly, who has more debt. Now, who do you think has more debt, men or women?
Men.
You think men? Why?
Because more men are in the work field, so I think more men are likely to get money, spend money, and I think more men are educated than women.
More men are educated than women?
Yeah, like they go to school.
Okay.
More.
So Nat, you're just wrong.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
You're just wrong. I'm not going to call you delusional. I'm not going to call you a moron. I'm just going to say you don't know the answer.
Okay.
And that's fine.
Okay, sure.
I still love you. You're my homegirl.
Okay.
You're just not good at math. And you don't know facts. Here's the deal. It's actually split.
Oh,
Men are
okay.
winning in some categories and women winning in some categories.
Okay, so I'm not
Okay?
completely wrong.
No.
Okay.
But for the sake of my ego, you were wrong.
Fair
So here's the deal. Men, who has more debt, men or women? In fact, men have more debt than women, but it depends on what type of debt you're talking about.
Okay.
When it comes to credit cards, men have 2% more credit card debt than women. So it's pretty much even.
Yeah.
When it comes to auto loan debt, men actually have 16% more debt than women.
Makes sense.
When it comes to overall debt, personal loans, men have 20% more loan debt than women. So you would think, all right, women are doing better than men, right? They're in less debt, but not when it comes to education and student loan debt.
Okay.
So it used to be a time where 2/3, 60% almost of people who went to college were men, 40% were women. That has completely flipped. Now more women are going after that education, and by going after that education, they are taking on what?
More debt.
More student loan debt. So 66% of all student loan debt belongs to women. You guys are winning this
Wow.
category. And the average student loan debt is $37,000 a year. It takes about 20 years to pay off student loan debt. Now I'm thinking, all right, women are spending more on education. men are spending more on credit cards and auto loans. Why is that? Okay. I think personally, men are spending more on credit cards and on cars. Why? To go get women.
Yes. Yes.
It's pretty freaking obvious here.
Yeah.
Okay. Who pays on dates? The men. Who's picking up someone in a car? The men. Why does a man drive a Mercedes and not a Honda?
To impress a woman.
To impress a woman.
Yeah.
Your homies don't care.
Yeah.
To impress a woman. So men will do more spending to accumulate more debt. Likely because there's a woman they want to spend it on.
For sure.
I'm not saying all the time.
Right.
But that's a pretty good reason, right?
Yeah.
But when it comes to student loan debt, why are women going to school and taking on more debt than men? Because this is a recent thing over the last 20 years. Why? Some may say it's because of the modern feminist movement. They would say things such as, don't rely on no man. You don't need no man. You got to go get your own money. You got to get your own bag. Go get your own education. Cool. So that looks good on the surface. Yeah, I'm going to get my own money. I'm going to do my own thing. Cool. You know how Nick Fuentes says that no women should go to college.
Right.
I actually tend to agree to a certain extent. Let me explain. So what happens is it takes 20 years to pay off your student loans, okay? Your average student loan debt is 37%. We already discussed that 66%, which is 2/3 of all college attendees, are now women. If you want to get laid, gentlemen, just go to a college campus. Vast majority of college campuses are filled with young women. Sometimes they're a little woke, sometimes they're a little liberal, but if you want to get laid, they do participate in hookup culture. But here's the problem. After graduation, women receive an annual salary of $35,000, which is only 84% of what an average man makes after graduation. Some may call this the gender wage gap. But here's the deal. What types of fields do men go in? What types of fields do women go in? So there's a thing called STEM, right? Science, technology, engineering, and what's that M stand for, Nat? Math, baby.
Math.
Okay? Boy math.
Boy math.
Where women tend to go into careers such as teaching, anything that has to do with nurturing, like nursing, childcare, child rearing, office secretary type skills. And it's no secret that higher paying jobs are in the STEM field, or in the business field,
Right.
or in the finance field,
Right.
engineering field. And that's why men are paid more. But women, they'll advocate, well, it's not fair that men are getting paid more. Well, look at what they're doing as a career. Why don't more women go into STEM? Because it's just not typically their thing. Did you ever think about going into science, tech, engineering, or math?
No.
Bet you could barely spell.
Exactly.
I'm just kidding. So, women need to sort of decide, is it worth it to go to college or not? Taking on all this debt, okay? It takes 20 years to repay the debt. I'm making less than what a man would make. Should you maybe consider going to, wait for it, wife school?
Is there a wife school?
No.
Exactly.
But they're popping up. But learning how to be a wife is actually, I think, probably the most important thing, the most important job a woman can do. So when it comes to the student loan debt, there was breaking news over the weekend. Student loan debt payments actually restart this week after a 3-year pause on the federal student loan payments. So it got me thinking, okay, investing in college has historically, keyword historically, has yielded significant benefits that outweighed not going to college, such as greater career opportunities, higher earning potential. It's no secret that for years and years, the average high school graduate over their lifetime would earn $1 million over their lifetime, while the average college graduate would earn $2 million over their lifetime, okay? Which obviously leads to a better quality of life. But they say times have changed.
Yes.
You can make money on the internet. You can be an entrepreneur. You can go to tech school. You can be a streamer. You can do all these things online. You can start your own business. And the bottom line is the cost of college has gone up 1,000%, but the education you're getting has barely increased.
Right.
And there's so many more jobs out there that are basically saying, yeah, you don't even need a college degree at this point.
Yeah.
So the question is college even worth it? Here's a little fun fact for you right now. 62% of high school graduates actually go to college. And we know that most, 67%, 66%, are women. So the question is college worth it? So here's my answer, and this is someone that has gone to college. College it's becoming clearer and clearer, is not worth it unless you know what you're doing and know why you're going to college. You know that Simon Sinek famously said, what's your why? Solve for why. Why are you doing this? A lot of kids, 17, 18 years old, are just told, go to college.
Yeah.
Okay? They don't have anything better lined up. They're not necessarily ready to go to the workplace. They don't have career prospects. They don't know what the hell they want to do, so they go to college, which is fine. But not if you're just going to blindly take on massive amount of student loan debt, go to an out-of-state school, pay out-of-state tuition for a needless, fruitless degree that doesn't have ROI. What's ROI, Nat?
Return of investment.
Return on investment. Nat is nailing it today. Ding, ding, ding. So the question you need to ask yourself is college worth it? Here's what I would do. Unless you're dead set, I want to go to college because I want to go to business school afterwards, and I want to get a business degree, or I want to go to med school, or I want to become a lawyer, and I know what I want to do, and I'm going to practice STEM, and I'm very clear on this. I would say that most 17, 18-year-old kids take a pause.
Yes, I agree.
Take a break. Take a gap year. I think that if you don't go to college because you know what you want to do in your life, you should take a gap year and do national or community service for your country, your city, or your community. And it should be free, or you should be paid for it, or you should have a free place to live. And this would do two things. Will allow a student to take a year to get into a field they can foresee themselves being in, whether it's tech, whether it's medicine, whether it's engineering, whether it's community service, whether it's teaching. You have a year to kind of say, this is kind of cool. This is kind of what it's like. This is for me. This is not for me. I believe that young people should try out a bunch of different things before they kind of take on student loan debt, enter a career field, and realize, this shit just ain't for me.
Yeah.
So I believe that there's a lack of patriotism in America. I love America. I proudly love America. Okay, if I'm not wearing my valuetainment pin, I'm wearing an American flag. And I see so many immigrants who love America and appreciate America more than young people who were born here. Okay? Young people, not that this gets too political, sort of get soft, which we'll talk about these days. They'll only look for the negatives of America, not the positives of America. Ask the people that are coming to the border, staying in the country, overstaying their visas, dying to get to America, waiting in line, whether it's legally or illegally, why they're coming to America. And would they rather go any place else? No. I love America. In my favorite place.
Yep.
They want to come to America. So what I would say is, for most people, take a freaking year and figure it out.
Right.
Now, the only thing that I would mandate, and I'm not about mandates, okay? I'm not about mandates. I'm not about you must do this. But if you choose to do this, if you choose to serve your country, whether it's military, whether it's community service, in any regard, whether you choose to do this or you elect to do this as a one-year stopgap for your career, the only mandate that I would insist on is that every morning when you start your job, especially if you're getting paid and you're living for free, is that you must do the pledges of allegiance to the United States of America.
Yes.
It's a 30-second thing. You put your hand on your heart, pledge allegiance to the United States of America, that whole deal. Okay, I think that is something that will bring back community. I think that will bring back the love for country, patriotism, all while making some money and understanding your career field. And I think that's what most young people need to do. So where it says 62% of high school grads go to college, I think we should fucking cut that number in half.
Yeah.
We had Candace Owens on the podcast, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
She came out and flat out said, college is a scam. Why? For all the reasons we just discussed. It's more expensive than ever. The degree is as useless as ever. Student loan is as high as ever. And the job candidacies aren't necessarily needing it just as ever. Yeah. So I know we don't have necessarily 17 and 18-year-olds watching this show, but I think, they say knowledge is power. This is something that people should be fully aware of. What are your thoughts?
I agree with you. It's very unfortunate. I think if we kind of, as the world has evolved, even education could have evolved, and it just has stayed so far back behind. Like, you look at the books that the kids are learning out of, and it's the same books over the same years, and we're not living in those times where some of these things are relevant anymore. So if we're going to make changes in any type of education, I think it needs to literally be within the school and the type of education that's being taught. So I agree. It's unfortunate. I do think school does teach you other things other than like the educational side of things. It teaches you how to also connect and network with people. That's something that maybe people wouldn't do on their own time. And when they're kind of forced in that environment, they're forced to kind of learn to engage with people, because that's an important skill in the workplace. Learning how to communicate, network, that's a skill that no matter what industry you go into, you need. So I could see why school is a really big benefit, but at the end of the day, people aren't getting the return of investment that they do when they spend the money there.
You're getting so much smarter.
Yay.
Congratulations.
Yes.
We'll get to that poll in a second. We'll see who's better with money. But this leads me to my last point to this topic. We talked about when it comes to student loan debt, women have way more. But when it comes to general debt, men tend to have it more. And I gave the hypothesis that's because men are spending money to hang out with women.
Right.
Okay? Put it on a credit card, go to dinner, put it on a credit card, go to a bar, have a dinner, have a drink, go to a club, put it on a credit card. Got it. Hey, I could spend $500 a month on this Toyota Camry, or I could spend $800 a month on this new Mercedes, let's say.
Yeah.
Well, I do want to get laid, and I don't want to be an average dude, so I kind of want to keep up with the Joneses, and I will put myself in more debt. Why? To impress women, to impress my friends, to keep up with the Joneses. So that is just a theory. That's a philosophy that I have, but I don't think it's far from the truth. But so it's no secret that men are spending money on those things.
Right.
But I went down the rabbit hole. I said, all right, so they're spending more money on those items. Let's go deeper. Let's talk about spending money when dating, especially on first dates. So I found this article out here. Who should pay on the first date? Thanks, Malik. So we'll kind of recap what some of this thing says. So first date. According to an online survey from the dating website Elite Singles, 300,000 singles were surveyed. That's not a small number.
It's a lot.
63% of men said that they should pay for the first date, whereas 46% of women expect men to pay the bill. So there's a disconnect. 63% of men are paying, 46% of women are expecting the men to pay, which means do the women are really realizing the men is actually paying? I don't really understand how that numbers works. I'll go on. So when it comes to paying more when dating, so I would consider, all right, we're officially dating probably after the 3 to 6 month mark. Yeah? First couple months, you're just kind of getting whatever. Let's say after the 6 month mark. So they actually track dating expenditures after the 6 month mark.
Oh.
And they said, according to men, 84% of men said they pay more than the women while dating, whereas 58% of the women think that the men pay more than the women. Another disconnect. 84% of the men say that they're paying more. 58% say that the women said that the men is paying more. Meaning, I don't necessarily know if the women know that the men are actually paying more. Want to know why?
Why?
Girl math. Interesting fun fact right there. So I think that men are paying to impress women.
Yes.
Okay, to get women, to date women. And I don't even necessarily know if the women are calculating how much it costs to date a woman.
No.
Paying for the drinks, paying for the dinners, paying to tip the guy, paying for the bottles, paying for pretty much everything.
Right.
Who buys the ring when you get engaged?
The husband.
The man.
Yeah.
Okay? Women are needlessly just sort of being like, yeah, I don't know, the man will take care of it. When we went out and got bottles the other night, someone paid the tab. Was it you?
No.
Do you know how much the tab was?
Nope.
Okay, did you even think about paying the tab?
Not even
I knew exactly what it was. Okay? Because men are providers, traditionally, but women are entering this, feminist enlightenment, empowerment movement, and they're saying, well, I can handle myself too. But still, they do expect the men to pay for dates. Here's my last point. Women will practice what we call hypergamy, okay? Where they will not date down, they will date up. So it all depends on how you view dating up. So it's been no secret that women want someone on their level, on my level. All right, what does my level mean? Is it financially? Is it socioeconomically? Is it degrees? Because we all know that degrees pay fees, skills pay the bills. Here's my question. A lot of times you hear a woman won't date that guy because he's a plumber, or he's a carpenter, or he's an HVAC guy, or he works with his hands, or he's a construction worker. But if a woman is making 40 grand a year, but the plumber is making 80 grand a year, or 100 grand a year, is that really dating down? What are your thoughts?
If she's making...
She went to college.
Yeah.
She got a liberal arts degree from Oberlin College or Vassar or NYU, whatever. She's making 40 grand a year. But she's dating a hardworking guy, plumber, some guy who works with his hands, construction guy, not a college graduate, and he makes 80 grand a year. Would you consider that dating down?
I think it also depends on what the girl values. If there's some women who say they don't value money, maybe they value something else about that person, and that's what maybe to them is dating up. But if you want to round it together when it comes, income, what they make, and the person, if you put that together, they're a good guy and they're making more than you, then yes, that's dating up.
So even if it's a blue collar job and she is quote unquote white collar, do you think there's a lot of women out there that will be like, yeah, I'm not even going to give him a chance?
Yeah, of course.
Because of his career path.
Of course. Because
they look down on, traditional, hardworking, labor-intensive jobs.
Yeah, for sure.
Why is that?
Well, today, being like you marketing yourself in a way of wealth and success, that's a bigger thing today. Back then, when women would see a man working, that would be more like, oh, wow, he's a working man, Now, today, you just go on his profile and you're like, oh, I see he has all these things. Like, he must have success. So I think the value of even watching a man work has gone down, and it's just a matter of what's on the outside. I don't think people really get to know men in a level of who they are, and then, money follows.
So it's essentially judging a book by its cover.
Correct.
So they'll see a guy, the facade of a guy that went to college, has a degree, works in an office job, wears a suit.
Yeah.
Okay, but little do they know, maybe he's making 50 grand and he has 100 grand in student loan debt. Whereas there might be a guy in overalls, paint on his pants, dirt on his face, dirt in his nails, that went to a trade school or a technical school, or is a hard worker, or is an entrepreneur, is building a business.
Yeah.
He's a painter, he's a plumber, he's an engineer, he's an audio engineer, he's just working.
Yeah.
That might make double what that other guy is making.
Yeah.
But he's viewed as lesser, but even though he's financially better off, there seems to be a disconnect there. Is it just because a woman will judge a man by
the outside,
a book by a cover?
1,000%. Today, that's more of where society is at. It's like what is on the outside, and even men judge women on who they pick on the outside. Now it's different because at the end of the day, women don't really have to financially support a man. But I think today a lot of women maybe overlook those hardworking men. If you ask me, if I see a man hands and dirty and putting in the work, sweating, I always tell them, thank you. I hope you have a great day today. Just because it's I know you're putting in physical labor as well, as well as you getting to the point of you even getting a job like this. So I don't know, shout out to my hardworking men out there putting in the work, sweating and building things.
Well, look, there was a time when, computers and technology didn't run the world. okay? And the traditional hardworking man was respected,
Yeah.
okay? He brought a lot to the table. He was the protector, he was the provider. And I still think there is a major element in society that should value that.
Yes.
Okay? I respect the hell out of men getting up every day, the crack of dawn, putting in work. Okay? It's become all too easy to sit at a computer, okay? For men and women.
Right.
And I'm not saying that a computer doesn't mean that you're not putting in work, but the facade of a man who went to college and has his degree and is working in an office is not all cracked that it's all cracked up to be.
Right.
Okay? The hard-working man who built this country, that built the roads, that built the highways, that built the buildings, that built pretty much everything we sit in, work in, and live in, and go out in, I think there's a significant lack of respect for those men, specifically from women. There was a time that a woman would date a man like that. He's a hardworking man. He's a good man. He'll take care of me. He's there for me. Now, I feel like women will look down on that type of man. I just think that's unfortunate.
It is
So tell your
unfortunate.
ladies out there to give those guys a second chance. Because oftentimes those guys, not the typical fuckboy guys, those guys will actually treat a woman right.
It's very true. And if you want me to be honest, I feel like with all the talk of relationships and dynamics, I think some more women, hopefully, are kind of coming to the understanding of valuing seeing a man actually work. And even men in like an office, watching a man putting late hours, coming home late, like, you know, deals happening, he's happy about his career, things are going well, like those are still labor hours, even though they're not, you know, welding and outside. But I will say today, you know, I look at a man and I see construction. I live where there's a lot of construction going on. I see these people up at crack of dawn, building cranes. I've seen them build this building from ground all the way up, and you can't help but appreciate the manual labor that goes behind it. So shout out to my working men out there, and shout out even to the working, like, ladies who even decide to do that. I don't know why you would do that.
No, not many women do
but
that.
ladies, you know, make sure you just be careful out there.
Respect those men,
Yes.
ladies. Thank you.
Please.
Malik, before we move on, you did a poll. What does the poll show? Drum roll, Malik.
Yes, so this is by a landslide, actually. Men, 90%. That's what everybody voted.
Okay.
They handle their finance better.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So I would say that men are better with money, understand money better, no doubt. Think about money more, think about making more money. But the stats show that men have more debt. That doesn't mean they're not making more money.
Right.
That does not mean that they don't have building a bigger business. But when it comes to credit card debt, auto loan debt, more personal debt, men have that. Oftentimes, a man will take out a mortgage and the woman will move in with the man. I very rarely see that the man moves in with the woman. That's just kind of beta vibes. But
No, you'd be
to each
surprised.
their own.
Sometimes men, they live a very minimalistic with 3 socks. So when you have a woman who takes care of herself and she lives in a home that's clean, it's probably bigger, she probably has things organized. It may be even easier for the man to just kind of go into that space and, you know, handle his 3 socks and whatever 2 underwear he has and grow from there.
you being afraid of gold diggers and you got 3 pairs of socks.
I love that.
I love that. Respect. Hey, listen.
Yeah,
We all like to laugh. That was a good laugh right
that
there.
was.
Okay, speaking of laugh,
Uh-oh.
are you ready to laugh?
I'm ready to laugh.
This is
I'm
our
always
final
ready to
topic of the
laugh.
day, and there's some absurdity we're about to see here.
Oh, God.
This is absolute absurdity at the highest level that you can possibly imagine, all at the hands of our friend Andrew Tate, Adin Ross, and some of their buddies. And it begs the question, how soft is Gen Z? So we talked about this earlier. You know, is going to college worth it? I gave my pros, I gave my cons. For many people, it is not. For some people, it is, and I think people need to understand that. We also talked about that instead of electing to go to college, you know, a lot of young people are becoming entrepreneurs, they're becoming hustlers, they're going to trade schools, and a lot are becoming streamers. And some of these streamers can make a shit load of money. So there's this one guy called Adin Ross.
Adin Ross.
Okay? So allegedly, he's been offered, if he hasn't signed it already, $100 million deal with Kick over 2 years. Now, some people saying that it's even more.
Yes, rumored to be up to 180 that I've seen.
Okay, which is
rumored
insanity to me.
Yeah.
I believe he's 24. How old is this guy?
Yeah.
He's obviously made a name for himself. Respect to him. So now he's an advocate of Kick, and he's basically going out there trying to tell other streamers, he's 22, kill myself right now. Hey, look, don't take that deal with Rumble. Show that article. Come on over to Kick. So Adin Ross offers Neon $30 million to remain on Kick, countering the rumor Rumble deal of $25 million. Trolls say it is monopoly money. So there's Adin Ross on the left, and this absolute stud, physical specimen of a man, Neon, in the glasses, who allegedly is deciding between $25 million and $30 million between Rumble or Kick. Is there a roof that I can jump off right now? Because I would like to. So read some of the chats, if you will, if you scroll down, the comments that people are saying on that article, Malik, of what people are basically saying to this potential deal that, scroll down, Malik, that Adin Ross is offering to this guy, Neon. Go ahead, read him fast.
Monopoly money. The kid just talks to his chat all stream, and if he ditches Sneeko, then maybe he might be worth something, but the kid is not worth this much. Just know if Neon accepts, Adin gets 20% of that $30 million. I don't think he cares if Neon leaves, but if he does that, that means that he's taking 20% with him, and that's what matters to Adin.
Keep going.
And then we have, if you gotta offer your friend a high price for them to stay with you, it says a lot. Adin just wants to keep him at Kick so he can take the percentage out of what he makes.
Keep going.
This little boy doesn't deserve that amount of money.
Bingo. So, look, the market is the market. I believe in free market capitalism. If this kid warrants 25 to 30 million and someone's going to pay him that amount, that's on that company. Yeah. That's on Rumble. That's on Kick. I literally don't know about this kid's content, but we'll watch a little bit of it today.
Okay.
But to see these kinds of kids making this type of money,
scary.
You know how I feel?
How do you feel?
Respect to you guys.
Oh.
If someone's going to pay you this amount of money, go get your money.
Yeah.
That's great. You didn't take on student loan debt. You got, you went for it. I'm assuming these kids have been doing it for a decade plus.
Do you think it's dangerous that they're offering this amount of money to kids who don't necessarily have outside life experience and are making this just through the internet? Do you think it's dangerous for the company or even the individual?
Look, you know who it's on? It's on the company.
Sure.
If a company is going to offer this kid $25 million, $30 million, or Adin Ross $100 million, I'm going to shoot myself in the fucking face right now. That's on the company. Yeah. The market is the market. I believe in capitalism.
Right.
I believe in free market capitalism. If no company was going to pay him any money, then that's his market value. But if one company offers him 50, but another company counter offers with 100 million, that's his market value.
Right.
I'm a big fan of negotiations. I like sports. If one team is saying, hey, I'll give you $1 million, another team's going to give you $5 million, go to the team that's going to offer you $5 million a year. It is what it is. You see these NBA contracts out there where they're offering NBA stars $40, $50 million per year to sign with their team. You know what the player says? Sure.
Yeah.
I'll go what pays me the most. And I'll factor in taxes and I'll go from there. But I'm not hating on these kids for making that amount of money. It's those companies' decisions whether or not they want to invest in these kids. Something tells me that if they're going to offer them this amount of money, these corporations kind of know what they're doing. So among some of the reasons these kids get so many views are some of the ridiculous stuff that they do. So here's a clip of Adin Ross with Andrew Tate and allegedly Kim Jong-un, okay? Which got 330 live viewers on Kick. That is a ridiculous amount of live viewers. Ridiculous. Let's roll that clip.
To fuck my sister. She really needs a big dick.
What?
I mean, look at that thing. What the fuck? He is uptight. He's uptight.
1.25.
You know, let me tell you all a short story. When I had no money at all, when I was growing up in Luton on a council estate with a single mother with no money, I had all these dreams of what I'd do if I ever got rich. Andrew, if you make hundreds of millions of dollars, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. Turns out I go to Romanian jail and get woken up at 3 a.m. by Adin Ross to come and talk to a Kim Jong-un impersonator. What am I doing with my life? I'm having a midlife crisis now. What am I doing? I am filthy rich. What am I doing with my life?
Okay.
I'm glad he asked himself that.
This is the modern day reality of what's going on out there. 330,000 people tuned in to watch that fake Kim Jong-un. And you know what? I believe in the markets. I believe in capitalism. And if that amount of kids are out there watching this, go get your money, guys.
But do you think, like, that's also part of making Gen Z soft, rewarding a job where they're not necessarily putting in extreme amount of work? Not saying that they don't put in work, but it's a different type of new work. You know, you have people who are going to school, they're investing in themselves, or they're outside working jobs. And, you know, you have streamers who are online all day, and then they're being rewarded all this money to stay online. You know, it's a little scary.
This is a sign of the time.
I'm saying get your money, but it's just a little scary to me.
Well, thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah.
Because that's the exact question that I had. Okay, awesome, make your money, but you didn't go to college.
Mm-hmm.
You've made massive amounts of money. There's only one problem. Just because you're a streamer and you make money doesn't make you a man.
There it is.
Okay? So you're still a kid that plays video games.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean you're what is a real man is supposed to be about. So going further with the Andrew Tate thing, Andrew Tate basically says Adin Ross just completely surrounds him with idiots.
Yes.
Okay? So let's roll that clip of Tate being like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Go ahead.
Adin, you know, every single time I speak to someone on your stream, nearly every single time, they're an idiot. You know that, don't you? Nearly everyone you introduce me to.
You can't lie. When I got Jake...
Let me try and remember. Let me try and remember the people you've introduced me to. XQC, who seems nice enough, he screamed in autistic rage all day long. Some kid, some little McLovin kid who got beat up. Like,
McLovin.
Leon.
Who else is there? Is that it? I don't know. Every time you bring someone on, they're just
Wait,
like,
this is my boy Jake. Jake!
Okay.
What was that?
I don't know who it was. I'm not gonna judge a book by its cover, but that
like
dude
he
had a
chewed on rocks.
he was chewing on rocks. Kick rocks, chew on rocks.
Yikes.
So, I said, who are these idiots that Adin Ross is allegedly bring on to her stream with Andrew Tate?
Mm-hmm.
And I found one of these alleged idiots, and I had to show you, Nat, of the type of person that's going on a stream, but not only the type of person, what this person is willing to say to Andrew Tate. Now, we talk about delusional women.
Yeah.
There are some delusional young men out there, and this kid might be at the top of the list. So play this interview. So this kid is named Neon, I guess.
Neon.
Okay? And he's allegedly, per Adin Ross, his best friend. So let's pull up this clip right now of Adin Ross, Neon, and Andrew Tate. Play the first 20 seconds and we'll pause it.
This is my best friend. His name is Mikhail. His name's
What's going
Neon.
on? My name is Neon. Nice to meet you.
So this is who I've been hanging out with.
Nice to meet you.
Since you got locked up and went to prison, this is my best friend. We were kindled and we went on a 100-game win streak in 2K. We were playing for 13 hours straight.
We were grinding video games all day. It was the funnest time of my life.
Yeah. But
Sick.
You know what? I'm gonna.
Okay. So what is the kid about to do right there? Just play the video?
Talk about video games, because I haven't played video games in years.
Okay, gotcha. He hit his inhaler. So this kid, Adin Ross' best friend, look, seems like an absolute stud. No doubt.
Mm-hmm.
He looks fit, he looks strong, he looks capable. He's might have a hard time breathing some air. That's his inhaler.
Mm-hmm.
It's all good. But he's probably respectful. You know, to get to that place in life, you probably, to be that type of certified stud, you must have been through some shit, right? You must have a level head on your shoulders. So as I proceeded to watch this video, he's Adin Ross's best friend. He must be that dude. Let's see how the interview continues. This is at 2:15.
Will you do something for me or not, Adin?
Okay, Macau, can you come with me, bro? You're my best friend. We have to go to
Yes,
Chile.
I'll come with you. I got you. Are there bad bitches there?
I don't know. I don't know if there are. I don't know if you'll be able to find them or if they'll talk to you. The point is, Adin's
You know who the fuck I am?
No, I don't. I'm sorry.
You're telling me a girl's fucking your bald ass over me.
Is that SpongeBob on your T-shirt?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Why am I talking to these children? You take your inhaler, G. That'll turn the girls on. Right, Adin. While he's busy with his inhaler because he can't seem to handle air without assistance, you tell me if you're gonna do something for me like you promised you would, or if you're simply lying.
Okay, I said by the end of the year. No,
that's not. Why by the end of the year? I need you to go next week. Just so you're not gonna do it.
That goes to 3:11.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. So, I mean,
breathe air.
Tate gets, called many things.
Yeah.
Low key, funny as shit.
That is funny.
Because he doesn't say to this kid, what? Well, kick your ass. He's like, is that a SpongeBob on your T-shirt? The kid's like, yeah, why? Is that not cool? He's like, I'll kick your ass, bro. Well, okay. As I know you're struggling to breathe air right now. I get it.
That's fine.
The whole concept is Tate needs Adin Ross to do him a favor.
Yeah.
He brings his best friend on the stream and needs him to go travel to South America to do something for him. What it is, I don't know.
Yeah.
Not my business. But we're looking out here on the stream. So as the stream continues, the kid who just yelled at Tate, you know what the fuck I am? Got a little more, some might call it drunk muscles. I call it like fake air muscles as he's using his inhaler. This is where it goes from there at 3:28.
You and a friend will go to Santiago, then Argentina next week, yes or no?
Okay,
so fucking killed there.
Wait, it's bad out there?
Yes, they kidnap and cut your body parts off and shit there, bro. It's setting you up.
Wait.
They won't cut yours off. They can't mess with you. You got a SpongeBob T-shirt on and an inhaler. They're scared of you, G. Don't worry about that. You just showed up and you tell them who's boss. You tell them. That's right. You tell them. You say you're a streamer and you play video games all day. You let them know who the man is. You let them know who the man is.
The favorite failure symbol. You bitch. We're in house arrest, you pussy. You fucking loser. You and your dirty ass brother. Fuck him too. Dumb bitch. Look at you just sitting there, you bald refugee. Fuck you.
All right, hold on.
I don't know why you're laughing.
All right. Everyone calm it down a notch.
Okay.
Listen, I'm just...
Got it. So that kid just went from 0 to 100. Basically, I'll whoop your ass, you fucking refugee, you ain't shit. Went there. Okay? Here's the problem I have with that. I've said before that, as Drake has famously said, trigger fingers turn to Twitter fingers, right? Make your money, make your name, have an impact, be on social media. But one problem, just because you're a streamer, don't make you tough.
Yeah.
Okay? For that kid to talk shit to Andrew Tate is so absurd to me. Is there a second part of that clip where he talks about they would get in a fight? Go back to that clip real quick. I think it's at 4:20.
All right, yeah, let me load it up real quick.
Okay. So that kid who's living in internet land, not the real world, obviously. There's a difference between socializing and social media, sitting at home at your computer all day and just basically talking tough from your screen. That's not the real world. The real world, when you step out into the real world and you talk that type of shit to someone like Andrew Tate or anybody else, here's what happens, Nat. You might get punched in the mother flipping face.
That's why I think it's so dangerous that they're getting so much money and they're behind closed doors like this. Imagine if he was in person with Tate and he started to try and throw hands at Tate.
We have more evidence for you. The clip continued. Sorry, I cut it off. This is them challenging Tate to a fight. Delusional young streamers. Go ahead.
Listen,
I'm calm. I'm just saying that he has nothing to worry about. I'm trying to get you self-esteem, bro.
Listen,
I'm saying you have nothing to worry about. You're a tough guy. Go over there.
I'll tell you what, fuck, I got a better deal. On my life, me and Neon versus you in the ring, I swear to God, me and him are knocking you the fuck out.
We will fucking kill you, bro.
Oh my God, this is the biggest waste of my time.
What?
Even on house arrest, this is a waste of my time.
How?
Right. So you're not going to go next. So you're not going to go next week. So that one-
So as you saw, the kid clearly in a
looked like he was gonna
SpongeBob shirt,
cry.
you know, he's going to kill Andrew Tate. So I said, look, man, there needs to be some sort of accountability
Yes.
to these young streamers, these what I call internet muscles, Twitter fingers. What happens when he steps out in public? What happens to these types of kids when you talk that much shit online? Well, it turns out some people might see you in real life and try to clown you. Okay? So here he is with the only two kids that I think are skinnier and punier than him, the Island Boys, getting into it. Roll that clip.
Not my head. Face. No, I'm sorry. Exactly.
Yo! Let go! No more violence in this house.
Relax. What? Yo, can someone help me? The f is this? My security guard had a gun at your Mexican head. He would have shot you. What the f?
Whoa! No, stop.
Okay, there you go. So there's that super tough kid that will beat the shit out of Andrew Tate, getting clowned by a 110-pound island boy. Okay, this kid's probably 87 pounds, okay? You might say, all right, well, you know, those are the island boys, bro. Like, you know, they're not gonna do nothing. It's probably a gimmick. This kid's probably tough in real life. He's obviously a stud. He could back it up. What happens if he's just out there amongst regular people in the real world, amongst common citizens that, you know, won't take bullshit, talking shit as an answer? Let's see what happens in that world. Clearly, this kid will be able to defend himself. He could beat up Andrew Tate. He's got internet muscles. Well, turns out some other things happened. Roll this tape.
Got his ass lacking. Come on, bro. Got his ass lacking. Hey, what size y'all want? Look at his shirt. Ripped all type of stuff, boy. You know not to come around here talking like that. Yeah. Hey. Oh, we on his ass. Come on, bro. Take his glasses off.
Damn. That's so mean.
Come on, bro. YouTube money. We taking all of that. Hey, and we keeping your phone, boy. We taking the video right on your phone.
You a bitch, right? I'm not playing with you.
I'm a bitch.
Yeah, you a fucking bitch. Come on, bro.
Damn.
Who's we got?
Okay.
That's
now,
so awful.
That's pretty sad what happened to the kid.
That's like, that's bullying.
I'm not advocating that. That is clearly bullying. These kids are roughing him up. Didn't look like they actually whooped his ass.
Right.
It looks like they just roughed him up. But here's where I always see this. You talk that much shit on the internet, okay, behind a computer, you know, social media is not socializing. What do you expect to happen when you walk out your door? When you're getting that many eyeballs, when you're talking that much shit, when you're allegedly getting this much amount of money, what do you think is going to happen when you walk outside? Does he deserve it? Maybe. Does he deserve to get jumped and treated that way? Maybe.
Yeah, I know. That's kind of sad. I don't like the bullying. It's sad, but that's what happens.
It's sad, but is it justified? You guys let me know.
Yeah, leave that in the comments.
Can we do a poll right there? Does this kid, after all the amount of shit that he's talking, deserve the treatment he got? Now, circling back, go to college, don't go to college, be an internet streamer, go to trade school. Ultimately, the decision is yours. But in the instance that, all right, you can be a streamer and just stay online all day and go that YouTube streamer kick life, or in the instance that you can go to college, be in the real world, show up to class, meet people, live real life, you develop something in college called EQ. And I can't tell you half of the classes I took in college, but I can tell you with certainty who I hung out with, who I didn't hang out with, what girls I hung out with, what girls I stayed away from, what people I would associate with, who I thought was a good crowd, who I thought was a bad crowd, who I thought was going to be successful, who were clearly losers, who to affiliate yourself with, who not to affiliate yourself with. There's so many things you learn in college beyond degrees that help you in life. This was what is known as EQ versus IQ, emotional intelligence versus intellectual intelligence. And that's one of the things that college will teach you for sure. And that's one of the greatest things that I had in college. It wasn't necessarily that I got a business communications degree. It was that I made a million connections. I met awesome guys, had awesome girls in my life, have a network, have basically people that I still run into, and to this day, there's a common bond there. Now, I get that streaming on the internet, there's a bond there, but reality TV is not reality, just like social media is not actually socializing in real life. So this kid, he's gonna have to learn one way or another how the real world operates. So maybe you don't talk that type of talk on the internet, okay? Which led me to the question, is Gen Z soft? Okay? And I found this article. Is Gen Z too soft? So it turns out, you know the famous phrase, famous saying, hard times make strong men make good times makes weak men make hard times, and the cycle continues. It's been said many times, we are now in the cycle that good times have made weak men. World War II, everything that our grandparents did, everything that they fought for freedom, for democracy, against autocracy, against dictatorship, against American values. These were the strongest men we've ever known. The men that died on Normandy, the men that gave their lives to fight for our country, to fight against Nazis, to fight against communism in a way, especially in Korea or in Vietnam. These are the strongest men we've ever known, our grandfathers and our fathers. And we have it so freaking good in America that the problem that I see in Gen Z is a lot of times they only want to focus on the negatives. This is the epitome of good times create weak men. But you also want good times. So do you not want this cycle to continue? No, because the good times make weak men make hard times, hard times make strong men, the cycle continues. It is what it is. It's kind of like the guy that came from nothing, worked his ass off, became a multimillionaire, a billionaire, and his kid had a silver spoon effect, and now he's just taking it easy. He doesn't have to work hard. He gets everything for free. He's entitled. He ends up on drugs. He ends up blowing the family money. That's the exact same thing that the good times, hard times thing basically means. So it's incumbent on all of us, the parents, the grandparents, all of us, to pass down these types of values onto young men. Nat, would you read that article?
Yes. We got it up. Okay, perfect. It says, the article lays out the difference between Gen Z and other generations. Not only demographically, Gen Z is more racially and ethnically diverse than any other generation, but also politically. A subsection of the article labeled within the GOP, Gen Zers have sharp differences with their elders, display on how Gen Z is far more progressive than their preceding generation, showing notable progress in opinions on certain topics such as racial mistreatment and gender-neutral pronouns, even from the slightly older millennial generation. Gen Z's radical inclusivity and fervent push for social changes is the opposite of soft or cowardly. It's brave in many sense of the word. Brave is not backing down on our stances. Brave is pushing back against the older and more powerful than us. Brave is continuing to hopeful of the uncertain future past generations left for us.
So, interesting take right there.
Yeah.
So they called him brave. They called him opinionated. Gen Z is the most diverse generation we've had in American history. So there's there's reasoning why they promote diversity, equity, inclusion, because diversity is something that, oftentimes will make us great. But if you only solve for diversity and merit, it could also be a weakness and an Achilles heel. So I get it. I met so many young people, Gen Z, in real life that are fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay? We have many people in our company that are 25 and under that I think are absolutely awesome.
Yep.
The problem is when you're so used to operating online, okay, for good or for bad, you don't have socializing skills.
Yep.
You have social media skills, but not socializing skills, okay? You don't know how to look someone in the eye, shake their hand, and be a man.
Yep.
Okay, I remember meeting this kid one time that kills it on social media. Awesome kid, but clearly he has spent many of his times behind a screen. And I went to shake his hand. How you doing, buddy? It was the deadest fish handshake. I was like,
no,
you ain't a man, bruh. You ain't a man. But that comes with time. So I'm not shitting on Gen Z. I'm just saying, to anyone out there spending too much time behind a screen,
Yeah.
whether you're making no money or whether you're making $100 million, you got to get out there and you got to take your lumps and your bruises like us 30 plus men
Right.
that weren't raised on social media have done. So I do know this. Every generation talks shit about the generation below them.
Right.
Okay, the older generations used to make fun of the millennials. Now the millennials are making fun of the Gen Z. The Gen Z will make fun of the Gen A and Gen B because after Z it starts over, Generation Alpha. And the cycle continues because everyone's going to look at a different generation and be like, oh, these kids. But just like the famous song, Whitney Houston, I believe the children are our future. We get that, okay? And rather than trying to make fun of a generation below you, try to understand their perspective. Just the same thing with the girl math and the boy math. Let's understand their perspective. I will say, I would assume that Gen Z talks the most shit online, okay? And when they do, sometimes you kind of get punched in the face, okay? As someone who has been punched in the face many a times, and has quite frankly punched other people in the face, I would say it makes you better. I would say it makes you stronger. And, you know, get knocked down 10 times, get up 11. Okay. So, with that being said,
Yes.
Gen Z, I wish you the best. I'm not making a decision on whether you're too soft or not, but we'll see what the poll said. Did you run a poll on this?
Not yet. We're still in the neon poll.
Okay. What did you say about neon?
78% said yes, he did deserve that. 21% said he did not.
So the vast majority of people said that he should get his ass whooped. Before I come to the super chats.
Yeah.
To the shit talkers online.
Yes.
Well, let me end with that. You do the super chats, and then we'll finish up. Okay.
All right. Got it. Well, thank you guys for super chats. We've got KS. There's a difference between college versus university. Then we have Crypto Keeper again. 11 is not cheap, Adam, for sure. I bet you spent 20K easy. Am I right? And yes, bring that to the table. Question for Malik. Is your girlfriend a feminist?
She is not, actually.
She is not. She's actually a very lovely lady.
I went for a birthday. My buddy who is, let's just say, very, very, very well off. He paid for the bottles. I was invited. And did I make it rain a couple bucks? Sure. Was I dropping 20 can bottles that night? No, that ain't my move. Save that money.
That's definitely not sauce. Then we have Beaten Cheeks. Shout out to you, $20 for the super
My
chat.
dude.
He said, women that do not have jobs and rely on looks should never look for a man at a 6-figure earning range. Men should never look for any women who are not in shape and have missing teeth and are rude. Double standards at its finest.
That's true. Well, you know, they famously say women who fall in love with a man for money and a man who just falls in love with a man for beauty will be equally disappointed in the end. There needs to be depth on both parts.
Yes. And then we have Beaten Cheeks again. He said, I'm not only super jealous of the millions of these kids are making, but they are literally not amounting to doing anything meaningful in life and move society forward. Gen Z should have been swallowed by their mothers. That was a little mean, but I understand. Then we have Beaten Cheeks again. The military helped me with networking, so college is still irrelevant, but same. Gen Z is soft, weak, and need to be eradicated. No men in Gen Z. Then we have our last chat, which is his first super chat on SOSCAST. Shout out to you, Guillermo. Adam, streamers is just a new Hollywood. Both jobs are useless, but there's a market for it, and it's just like Hollywood. All streamers are scripted. Everything you watch was fake. And then let me see if we have any more chats.
Good point right there. Streamers are the new Hollywood.
That was a good point.
Influencers are the new movie stars. I totally get that. And I'm well aware that that was the fake Kim Jong-un.
Yes, that was okay. Good. That was good because that freaked me out. And then Bean Cheeks again. He said, "Holla, Adam and Ad." Hey, Bean Cheeks. Then we have Rido. I daydream of having an opportunity to train under Andrew Tate, Mr. Ross, and Neon's failure to act. Andrew Tate, Mr. Ross, and Neon's failure to act makes me want to destroy them with success. And then we have this last chat by Tao Yi Yang. I met him actually at the vault. He said, "Hey Nat, it's me and my lady. Enjoyed meeting you. You and Adam keep killing it." He actually showed up to the vault. He lost his phone at the vault. He found his phone at the vault, and then he won the raffle ticket to go to the after party.
Who's better than him right now?
I know. Shout out to you. It was great meeting you guys, and I hope to see you guys at the next event.
Awesome. Cool. So I kind of wanted to think long and hard about this happy ending. We talked about critics, talk about talking shit online. We talked about being a doer rather than a talker, which I came across this clip. And I was like, there's something here. What is it? Where am I going to use this? And I couldn't find a better opportunity to use this. So, they say don't talk about it, be about it. Right? Anyone can talk shit, but can you do it? Now, Nat, who is the biggest sports commentator in the world? Do you know his name? Say his name.
I know what he looks like.
What does he look like?
He's kind of like my skin color. He's got no hair, or maybe a little hair, a little bit of a pointy nose, an oval face, broad shoulders, and he always does this face.
Okay. Could you be talking about the one and only, the impetuous, the incredulous, the incredible Stephen A. Smith?
Stephen A. Smith. He was having that gold digger problem at the hotel.
He was having that gold digger problem in Miami.
Hopefully he has
now,
more socks.
I will completely trust his opinion when it comes to dealing with gold diggers in Miami. He's got some credibility there.
Okay.
But, he is a talking head, a very well-versed, well-educated talking head.
Right.
But sometimes, his opinions are dead wrong. But I said, opinions are one thing. Talking shit for a living is one thing.
Right.
You talk shit all day long. You call people out all day long. He clowns the Dallas Cowboys all day long. Got it, Stephen A. But when it's your turn to do something, to show up, to be about it, not talk about it, how do you do? Do you show up or do you fail? So Stephen A. Smith had an opportunity to show what he's got and do the famous first pitch at a baseball game. I believe this was at a Yankees game. Stephen A. Smith, not a small guy, 6'2", allegedly former athlete. He said, "All right, baby girl, let me show you guys what I got." And this, my friends, was Stephen A. Smith's first pitch, Yankee Stadium. Go ahead.
Up down there, I was throwing strikes from 60 feet away. And I got on that mound, and it looked like it was a mile away. I said, what the hell am I doing here? I said, what the hell am I doing here? And, it just, there's no excuse. There's no excuse. It was a choke job. It wasn't 50 Cent, Snoop Dogg, people like that. It wasn't those.
Didn't go sideways.
So that's the plus. It was warming up down there.
Okay.
Yikes.
So there's so many angles that we can go here with this. Nobody talks as much shit online, on TV, than Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah.
Now, sometimes he has some accurate takes, and sometimes he is full of hot air, okay? And I think it's just very interesting that the one dude who is known for talking that talk, talking that shit, calling out professional athletes could not throw a first pitch at a baseball game. If ever, I'm saying this, if ever, I don't care if I'm 98 years old, you put me on a mound, first pitch at a baseball game, I'm throwing a heater strike right in the catcher's mitt. I'm not going to one-hop a fucking pitch in front of 30,000 people live at a Yankees game and one-hop that thing. Sad Stephen A. Smith.
Maybe he
Fail
was,
Stephen A. Smith.
Maybe he has a bad shoulder.
Warm up your shoulder. You had one job, Stephen A. Show up, throw the pitch. Malik, do you think you can hit the catcher on an opening pitch at a baseball game?
Oh, yeah, of course. I played baseball in high school.
Yeah, but Malik is young.
It's not an old and young thing. You can throw a baseball. It's a can you back up what you're talking about type of thing.
Okay.
And to me, it's sort of indicative of the neon thing,
I agree.
of the talking shit thing.
I got you.
If I'll kick your ass, bro. You ain't shit, bro. Okay. Let's see what you do when it's your turn.
Yeah.
Fail.
Yikes.
Ass whooping. One hopper to the catcher. So, Stephen A. Smith, I respect you, man. You are a linguist. You are a wordsmith. You are a force to be reckoned with when speaking. Athletically, stay in your lane, brother. Stay in your lane, brother.
Yikes.
Respect these athletes.
Yeah.
Just like Neon should respect people that can actually fight.
Fair enough.
Like Andrew Tate.
Fair enough.
So this reminds me of one of my famous quotes, my most famous poems that I ever talk about. And respect the man in the arena.
Mm-hmm.
The man in the arena, there was a documentary that we all watched, Tom Brady, but the man who actually wrote the quote, that wrote the poem was none other than Teddy Roosevelt. Who was Teddy Roosevelt?
He's a president.
He was a former president.
Yes.
Malik, do you have that quote? Let's pull it up. The man in the arena, okay? It is not the critic who counts, punch in. It is not the man who points out how the strong man has stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes up short time and time again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just read the last sentence. If he fails, at least he fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory or defeat. That's Teddy Roosevelt.
Wow.
Respect to the doers out there, the doers who are doing things, not just shit talkers, not just the Twitter fingers, the people who are actually doing things, not the keyboard warriors as they call them, the actual doers. So, to all my friends out there talking shit in internet land, just be careful, because someone might see you in real life and be about that life. Okay? That's another episode of Here on the SOSCAST. We'll be back Thursday with a full panel of Nat and all her friends. Thank you guys for being here. Before I go, there's a special person here in the audience today.
Oh.
There's a special person in the audience.
Who?
Mertz, come over here for 1 second, please. Okay, guys. My mom just showed up last minute because I'm taking her for dinner for her birthday. She's never been on camera in her entire life.
Happy birthday.
This is her first time on camera in her entire life. My mother is here coming on stage. I love my mother. I love her so much. I love women. Everything I know about treating women right came from my mom. Sit right there. Sit right there. Sit right there. Sit right there. Okay. So this is my mom. I love my mama.
Hello?
Nat, come over here.
Yeah.
Okay. Happy birthday, Mom.
Thank you, Adam.
I love you, Mom.
I love you more.
Am I a good boy?
You're the best.
Okay. You proud of me? I'm
You're
proud
gonna
of
make
you.
me
Thank you
cry.
for raising me right. My whole goal was to make you cry, Mama. But thank you for being here today. We're going to go have a nice dinner.
Okay.
I know you want me to get married. I know you want me to make you a grandmother.
Yes.
We'll do that soon enough.
Okay.
What are you doing, Nat?
Taking a video.
How we doing? How we doing? I'm here with my mom. How we doing? But Mom, I love you.
I love you too.
You know, I respect women, but I also, will call out some of these delusional women. I hope that's okay with you.
Oh, sure.
Okay. To you young men out there, remember, we came from a woman. We got our name from a woman. Hopefully you're going to marry a woman one day or be with a woman. So respect the woman in your life and treat the good women in your life good and kick the not so good ones to the curb. So I love you, Mom. Nat, respect you. Tune in for Thursday's episode Because me and Mom are about to go grab a birthday dinner. I love you, Mom. Happy birthday.
Thank
We
you,
out.
Adam.
Peace, everybody.
It's the SOSCAST, baby.